Hello folks, how's it going? Craig Stern here with another exciting episode of Indie RPGs Checked Out. Today we are checking out Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. This is by Dancing Dragon Games, and that's kind of exciting for me because I've been covering Dancing Dragon games for a very long time. You may recall, back on IndieRPGs.com, I reviewed Deadly Sin 2, a JRPG by Dancing Dragon Games, way the heck back in 2010. The guy behind Dancing Dragon is named Phil Hamilton. He is an old hand with RPG Maker, and it may surprise you to know that this game is made in RPG Maker. It doesn't look like it most of the time. The game is kind of given away a little bit in the cutscenes, I think, but on the whole, this game plays a lot like Fire Emblem crossbred with Ogre Battle. Now, if you're familiar with Ogre Battle, you know, that probably sounds pretty exciting, right? Because Ogre Battle, for those who don't know, was a grand strategy game on the Super Nintendo way back in the day. It featured real-time traversal of a world map with different squads, and when the squads met in battle, there was kind of like a couple of rounds of auto-battling that would happen, and whichever squad won would force the other squad would then be forced to retreat. This game handles things a little differently. It's a little bit more like Devil Survivor, if you're familiar with that game, wherein it's just a straight-up turn-based tactical battle, but you're fielding squads, and when the squads fight, there are a couple of rounds of auto-battling that occur between the squads, and you just want to wipe out the enemy squads. It is, in many ways, much more straightforward, and I think it actually suits the auto-battle mechanics a lot better. As you can see, there are supports in this game. You can have conversations between different characters. I don't know that these actually have any real impact in terms of mechanics, but, you know, if you like the Fire Emblem style support systems, you know, insofar as they're like, you know, a fun way to get to know the characters and advance little side strands of the story, that's here. But instead of focusing on that, I want to show you some more of the mechanics. First of all, there's a tech tree, which is pretty cool. You can, you collect these like little scrolls, which you can see at the top. We have 2 of them. And when you get them, and when you come back to camp, you can spend them on these little things that improve your characters in various ways. Do we want a zone of control? Do we want better selection? Let's go for zone of control. That's always handy. As you can see, this game's zone of control is pretty light. It's not the super sticky zone of control you get with a lot of more like European-style tactics games where units glom onto each other and then they can't move anymore, which I personally am not a huge fan of. I find that makes combat really very static, and that is not the case with this game, thankfully. In the marketplace, we can recruit new characters to add to our squads. Looks like we've already gotten the 2 good ones that showed up here, and we have a bunch of absolute beginners, except for Hugo, who's like a little bit more advanced. Do we want another bowman? Sure, let's get another bowman. The trader allows us to pick up artifacts, and sometimes just resources or traits for our characters. Yeah, let's get that. And let's get that. And how about that? Yeah, sure. Why not? Alright. So now when we go into the Organize Army screen, as you can see, we have a whole lot of options. First things first. Each squad has its own set of characters. We are led in this squad by Lindley. She is the very fancy-looking noblewoman in the top left there. If you look at capacity, that's sort of the important bit in this. This sort of shows us how much room we have to add new characters or to equip artifacts. So because we only have 5 extra capacity, that's not going to be enough to actually add a unit. Like if you look up there, even this basic bowman has a capacity of 10, and because of how full our squad is, we get a +2 penalty. So we actually need 12 capacity to put a new person in. That's not going to work, but we can equip an artifact to Lindley here and make her a little bit stronger at the cost of some magic, which she doesn't use, and at the cost of 2 capacity, which, you know what, that's fine. We didn't have any other use for our extra capacity, so that works out just fine for us. We can look at some of these other ones. Zelos here definitely has room for more units. However, he's kind of a Jagan, and I'm not really interested in feeding him more people right now. Jules is a bowman and actually specializes in commanding other archers. So we could put this archer in here. As you can see, he costs only 8 capacity under Jules here, but Jules' squad is still really full, so we need 10 total. And he's only got 4. That's not going to cut it. What about Sybil? Oh yeah, Sybil has 6 capacity. It's still probably not good enough, but we could give her an artifact of some kind. Perhaps a Puffin Feather Amulet. Lowers her max HP and takes up 1 capacity, but gives 8 skill and 7% evasion. That's pretty decent. Yeah, what the heck, why not? And then we have Mark down here. Mark, well, he's new. He's not quite ready to take on another unit. He's close, though. He's very close, and he could really use it because... woof. Let me tell you. That is a very weak squad he is currently in charge of. So I could give him the trait Overpower, but he's not very high strength, so I don't think it would do a whole lot of good for him. And unfortunately, I don't have any items that will increase his leadership, so we're just gonna have to get him better the old-fashioned way. Speaking of which, I think it's time to deploy. Chapter 2, For Whose Sake? Damn, are we already too late? Our base at Marienburg is under attack. Looks like we don't have time for the rest of the army to catch up. We've got to save that base. Got it. Let's meet up with the base defender and eliminate those rebels. Alright, so we have a deployment screen here, and we can deploy Mark. He's, Mark, unlike these other characters, these are all, like, named characters. Mark is a generic who I hired and put in charge of his squad. Because you can do that in this game. So, if you're a Fire Emblem player, this will all look very familiar, right? We've got the big overworld map, we've got castles, we've got villages, but things are a little different here. First of all, when you capture villages, not only do you get money, you also get faction experience. I'm still not entirely sure what that does, if I'm being honest with you, but it's pretty neat that it exists, I think. There are also mines that you can capture, and these give you resources, which you can use to change the classes of your characters once they get enough class experience. And there are a lot of different classes you can change characters into. There are temples, which give you faction experience, and they let you re-up on your healing magic, which we'll talk about a little bit. You can capture stables to get horses. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff. And look, we've even got a green unit. Exciting times.
For Viridia.
So let's go ahead and move Zelos over here, have his archers do a little bit of beating up on Chad over here. So as you can see, this game is a lot like Fire Emblem in that your ranged units can attack enemies from 2 spaces away, and they will not get retaliated against. Unlike Fire Emblem, when you fire at range like this, you only get 1 volley. There's no doubling from range. Brilliant stuff, Jules. We're all proud of you. Let's, I think this guy's probably softened up enough where we can have Mark come in and do a little bit of grinding on these guys. Well, that was pretty unimpressive, Mark, I won't lie, but it's fine. We'll, I guess we'll have...
They'll notice this one for sure.
Guess
For
we'll
my
have
people. For my homeland.
Lindley finish this guy off. Yeah. This is gonna be overkill, but... This is why leadership is so important. When you have a large squad like that, it makes it so...
I'm just getting started.
Yes, we're very proud of you, Sybil. Yeah, it makes things just so much easier when you have a very large squad, because you get a lot more attacks in with each round of combat. In Melee, as you saw, you get 2 rounds of combat. It's not speed-based, you just get 2 rounds, and whoever comes out on top gets a morale boost, and whoever loses the encounter takes morale damage. So you can see the morale bars up at the top there. I think odds are pretty good we will end up winning this, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we were the winner, so our morale went up. And we got some level ups there. One thing I do really enjoy about this game is level ups come fast and furious. It is very common to get just a ton of level ups. So I really want to soften this guy up and let Mark take him out, but
direct my blade.
It might fall to Zelos to do that. He might be the only one who can do that, and like from range specifically. Okay.
I must stay strong.
Lindley, how do you do against these guys? Pretty good, I think. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. There you see, if an enemy squad has only a healer remaining, the healer will surrender. Which I think is a big improvement over the way it's handled in Ogre Battle. In Ogre Battle, if there's just a healer remaining, the healer will stay on the team and just keep healing themselves over and over, wasting everyone's time.
He will always find a way.
It's honestly kind of annoying. Alright, Jules. Whack these guys for me, would you? Ooh, great shot. You love to see it.
Here comes Sybil, ready or not.
Yes, yes. The voice acting in this game is pretty amusing. Although it is limited almost entirely to character barks when you select them on the battlefield. It's still pretty good, I think. I should point out this game does have a publisher. And that is presumably where some of the budget for some of this nicer stuff came from. But that said, this is still very much an indie game made in RPG Maker, as far as I'm concerned. Lindley? What's the world coming to with you saving my hide now? It's the least I can do, Barnabas. I owe you the world. Bah. Everything you got through your own sweat and grit. Wasn't my doing. It's an honor to fight by your side after all these years. Can't wait to show you what I've learned. So this is Barnabas. He is, he's a Jagan. Let's just call it what it is. Okay, so Otto, it looks like, is probably gonna come over and attack with arrows. That's fine. Let's send Barnabas over to the iron mine over here. Capture that, and we'll end the turn. Going for Jules. Probably not the smartest move, because Jules can actually retaliate to arrow fire. On the other hand, they were able to actually do some damage, which is probably more than they would have managed with Lindley. The fact that Lindley has a healer didn't really help either. Alright. I think what we're gonna do
this one for sure.
is have Sybil come over wreck some fools. She has pikemen in the front, and pikes are extremely strong against mounted units. And that guy got a lucky dodge, so the squad survived, if just barely. That said, this is perfect for Mark. Oh wow, I'm dumb. I moved him to the wrong spot. Unfortunately, there is not an undo in this game, which makes me a little bit sad, but I guess that just means I need to get good. So if you look over there in the window on the left, you'll see it says that this squad's morale is shattered. We aren't quite at the point in the game where we can do this, but a little further in, you will be able to force a surrender when a squad's morale is shattered. That means you take them for ransom, and you get extra money. It's pretty dope. That was a whole lot of level ups. I won't complain about that. Alright, and we've got Armand, who looks pretty strong. Hopefully...
Here goes nothing.
Hopefully it won't be too bad. I think I will move Zelos up in front of Mark, just to keep Mark from getting absolutely obliterated by this guy.
Stay strong, everyone.
School is in session.
So I actually want Sybil to get attacked by this guy, because she can absolutely wreck this guy with her spearmen. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ah, interesting. So that mage in the bottom left there is about to cast a fireball. Nice. So those free actions you saw at the end there, free actions like that happen with greater frequency when you have high morale on your team. Morale is kind of a big deal for that exact reason. Yeah, this group is a goner. We're gonna feed him to Mark. Goodbye.
Your command?
The time to act is now.
So, one thing to keep in mind that I think is really cool that this is like something Fire Emblem doesn't do, is there are certain spaces that increase the range of your ranged units. That is something
Awaiting orders.
That is something I did back in the original Telepath Tactics, and I haven't seen many other games do it. So it's really neat to see this one taking a stab at that.
I'm just getting started.
So one thing that's pretty cool that healers can do is they can heal outside of battle. But they have a limited number of times they can do it. In order to get more heals, we need to capture this temple here. Alright, so...
How can I help, my lord?
we can have Jules come in and pepper these guys. These guys will have a bit of an advantage because they're on the walls, but Jules' squad is just so much larger and stronger. Like, look at the threat difference there. I think we're gonna be fine in this engagement. A little level up for our crossbowmen there. Good times.
I ain't got all day.
Seize that.
For Viridia.
Seize that. Get some horses. Lindley, if you would be so kind, just come over here and heal up Jules. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe just heal up this bowman.
Here comes Sybil, ready or not.
Sybil, please use your last heal on your way to the temple to get some more. And, Mark, Good times. So the bowmen actually got off 2 rounds there, and I assume that is because they're on top of a wall. I think that gives them
For my people. For my homeland.
sort of a bonus when doing that. Let's go ahead and whack these guys, though, because we've now gone up on the wall and we can actually attack them in melee. Yep. That's about how I expected that to go. Yeah, you do not want to leave your archers unprotected to frontline fighters like that, if you can help it.
He will always find a way.
They'll notice this one for sure.
Direct my blade.
It's probably not the most apropos example, but the way this map is laid out and with all the resources that it's got on it, it reminds me a lot, actually, of the Battle for Westnoth. Which, you know, it's not the most apt example, but in some ways it is pretty apt, actually. Like, this game is honestly pretty RNG heavy.
I'm just getting started.
So we're going to spend 15 gold and refresh our heal charges so that Sybil can get back into healing our dudes. Alright, this guy has a couple of archers and a couple of healers. This is going to be a bit of a tough nut to crack.
There goes nothing.
But I believe in us. I think we can make it happen. Yeah, those 2 healers mean that we have to get pretty lucky with arrow fire to really make a dent.
School is in session.
One good thing is that Cavaliers in this game have essentially a canto. So Barnabas can come in, deal some damage, and then kind of run off. As you can see, Barnabas is just an absolutely, just an absolute stone-cold Jagan. But I will say, he falls off pretty quickly. And by falls off, I don't mean like becomes bad, I just mean like becomes less overwhelmingly ridiculous.
Stay strong, everyone.
Like, your squad composition matters a lot in this game. Like, this isn't a Fire Emblem style thing where one strong character in a squad can just kind of carry. This isn't like Three Houses where, like, you know, you have a battalion and it's like, yeah, okay, who cares? It matters a little bit. It changes some of the stats. No, your squad composition matters a lot in this game. You know, I'm not sure Mark can handle this right now. With only 3 guys. He's still, like, outnumbered.
I
think,
must stay strong.
Yeah, I think we're gonna send Lindley in to finish the job here. Goodbye. And we've got a level up for our little dude in the middle there. Good stuff. Alright, Mark, just come over here in case you're needed. We do have a shuffle ability that we can use to kind of swap positions with other characters, which is very handy. So you will notice that those dudes with the daggers got in a hit on our back line. That is sort of a thing that thieves do in this game, or assassins, as the case may be. When they attack, when they sort of initiate combat, they get the option.
Time to end this.
Yes, they get the option
Your
to
command?
end this. No, they get the option to just sort of go ham.
Lies before me.
Do we need to heal anyone? Yeah, let's heal up a little bit. Yeah, they just bypass your front line entirely and just attack the back line. It's kind of a big deal. Alright, Mark, you can take this guy out. You got this. Nice. So now he's kind of exposed, right? There's this squad that is, frankly, well, it says it's not as strong, but it's probably about as strong as his, that can go in and whack him. So instead of letting that happen, I think what we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit of the old shuffle. And actually, now that I've done that, I kind of wish I hadn't, because those assassins are going to go straight for his bowman.
Master Sergeant, awaiting orders.
Unfortunately, while Cavaliers do effectively have Canto, they cannot shuffle. So I think what we're going to do instead is have Barnabas come in, rough these guys up, and see if maybe Jules can take... you know what? That might actually... Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Good old Barnabas. Basically made out of bricks.
How can I help, my lord?
So I think Jules should be able to take out this final dude without any extra assistance. At point-blank range, no less. Which, if you're gonna shoot people at point-blank range using bowmen, you do want to make sure you actually finish the job, because, as previously demonstrated, archers do not hold up well to melee attacks. Alright, now it's just looting and
Direct my blade.
heading on up and taking out the boss. We don't actually need all these guys down here,
Find a way.
so let's move on up.
They'll notice this one for sure.
The time to act is now.
I'm just getting started.
Now, you may notice that I've sent my two Jagans over this way to seize some stuff for me.
School is in session.
Unfortunately, Cavaliers cannot canto after capturing resources like that. Despite everything, I think we can probably take on Klaus without their help.
Stay strong, everyone.
I may come to regret saying that, but I think it's true. We'll just heal up
Time to end this.
Jules here. And do a little bit of the old shooty-shooty. So, Lindley, the next attack dog sent by the Capitol. Do you even know why you bleed for them? Perhaps not, until you've been made to bleed enough. Ooh, so close to taking that guy out. Alright, we're going to actually have Mark come in and shuffle with Jules, just to keep these guys from taking free pot shots at him on their next turn.
Ready.
And we're going to have Lindley come in, and I think we're actually going to, let's see. Yeah, let's just heal up this dude and wait. My guess is they're going to fire arrows at Mark, but in case they attack Lindley, I want Lindley to be able to withstand the onslaught. Oh no, they're going after Lindley, alright. Okay, the middle guy got taken down. Not totally unexpected, but we took out two of their guys in exchange. That is a trade I am more than okay with having. This
Awaiting orders.
this game doesn't have, I believe, permadeath on a unit basis. I believe it has permadeath on a squad basis, if I understand it correctly. So it's okay to take
can I help
some
my-
losses in this game, which I will say I much prefer to the way it happens in, ooh, you know what, before we do that, let's
They'll
heal,
notice this one for sure.
yeah, let's heal that guy with 1 health. We don't want him immediately dying.
We will always find a way.
Our crossbowmen may get taken out in this exchange, but I don't know, I have faith. Heck yeah. So now it's just the boss versus us. You'll love to see it. So, Lindley is out of heals.
For my people.
I think
For my
I'm going
homeland.
to have Mark deal with this dude. At least for now. And if we need Lindley to step in, we can do that. You know, so far, Mark's doing a pretty good job. I'm not sure we even need to step in with Lindley.
I'm just getting started.
Okay,
I
I think...
must stay strong.
Yeah, we are all out of heals here, so if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it on the strength of what we've got. Oh, hi, Mark! No! That's his death cry, I've
Battle
decided.
lies before me.
And let's seize. They've reached Centurion's Rest. Fall back to the keep and prepare our final defenses. Donar, save us. So as you can see, the game ranks you based on how quickly you take down the map, based on how many objectives you've captured, how many key squads you've neutralized. There are also side objectives on pretty much every single mission. I'm not sure where you review these. I'm sure it's in one of the menus somewhere. We did not complete the chapter in 10 turns, but we did everything else we needed to do. We got a couple of surrenders and got some bounty out of it. All in all, the game gives us rank A. Not too shabby. "20 years ago, Imperial Army Barracks." You know what, folks? I think I'm going to actually skip this cutscene. That is the thing this game lets you do, which is appreciated. So, as you can see, this game has a very, like, Fire Emblem-y overworld map with sort of narration about the state of the campaign and the political intrigues involved. And, yeah, let's take a look at our squads. Oh, look at that! We have the ability to class up some of our units. You'll love to see it. Helena here is able to become a more advanced class. It looks like she could become a Hospitaller, which is a mounted healer. She can become a Priestess, or she can become a Siren, which is a dark magic mage. I love Sirens. They're cool as heck. And in fact, I think I will get one. So that's going to reduce her weapon power, but her magic is going to go up, and her skill is also going to go up. And, you know, once she gains enough class points, she can then, provided her stats are good enough, become a sorceress. Now, let's see, it looks like we've got a couple of archers in Jules' squad who are ready to class up as well. So, Jorgir can become a horsebow, say a mounted bowman, an archer, or an apprentice, which is kind of like the guy version of a siren. They use fire magic. They're a lot slower than sirens, but they also, I think, deal more damage. They're pretty good. I think... This is kind of tough. So in my other playthrough, I played about 9 hours of this game. I have a squad that is just horse bows. It's basically like a little Genghis Khan squad. They come in, they shoot, they vanish. They're great. I love having them. I'm not sure this would work in this particular squad, but the nice thing about the promotions in this game is you can undo them. You can demote characters and then have them re-promote to a different class. It's pretty neat. Anyway, folks, I think that's about all the time we have for taking a look at this game. This has been Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. I'm Craig. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this, please hit subscribe, please hit that little like button, please hit the bell to let YouTube know that you want to see all the videos that are coming out. And while you're here, why not leave a comment down below? Do you think this game is like Ogre Battle? Do you think it's more like Fire Emblem? Do you see the Devil Survivor resemblance? Can you believe this game is made in RPG Maker? I want to hear your thoughts. But that's all we've got, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.